Collinwood, in the year 1897, and the dread cry of vampire is in the air. To keep his own secret safe, Barnabas Collins has been forced to turn Dirk Wilkins into a vampire. Now Dirk Wilkins has been destroyed, and with his death, his victims no longer remember their ordeal. But certain things cannot be forgotten, as Judith Collins will learn this day.
It's so frustrating to remember nothing.
Now, don't dwell on it, Judith. You know what Edward and I told you. That's enough. Dirk is dead. His hold on you is over. Even the marks on your neck are gone. Now, let's not dwell on the past, but let's think of the future.
Tim.
Don't move. Judith, call the police. Tell them the fugitive has been found. Tell them Minerva Trask's murderer has been captured.
I wouldn't make that call if I were you.
What do you mean?
I mean for your own good.
For my own good. I don't understand.
If you tell the police about me, I shall have to tell them about you as well.
Tell him about me? You know what he's talking about?
Judith, make the call.
No, wait. What do you mean?
Nothing. He means nothing.
What kind of woman is it who can't remember doing what you did?
What did I do?
You shot Rachel Drummond.
What are you saying?
Rachel Drummond is dead. Dead because you killed her.
You must be crazy.
I couldn't have done it.
What do you mean you couldn't have done it?
I had no reason to. I don't even remember seeing Rachel.
You saw her all right in the abandoned house?
The abandoned house?
Yes, I heard 3 shots. I rushed in to find you standing there with a gun over Rachel.
No, I don't believe it. I can't believe it.
Well, if you don't believe it, come to the old house and see for yourself.
Why the old house?
That's where I took her. But it was too late to do any good.
Could I possibly have done what he's accusing me of?
It's more likely he turned on poor Rachel. The way he turned on Minerva. It's one thing to accuse, Timothy, but it's harder to prove.
No, wait, Gregory, please.
What is it?
Something in the back of my mind. I seem to remember coming back to Collinwood, but I can't remember from where. I also seem to remember you and Edward examining a gun. Whose gun was it? Gregory, I asked you whose gun it was.
It was yours, but that doesn't mean...
And then Edward said, how many times was Rachel shot?
She was shot 3 times.
Yes. And Edward said, there are 3 bullets missing. And it's true. It's true. I did kill her.
Judith. Dear Judith. Isn't it enough you've already caused the death of one fine woman?
Rachel Drummond has been destroyed too. Shall we all simply forget about her?
Forget Rachel? Never. But there is a time to put grief aside and think of the living. If Judith Collins shot...
If! There is no if involved here, Reverend Trask. She did it. You heard her admit it.
But she was not morally responsible. She was under the spell of an unnatural creature.
And so was I under a spell when I killed Mrs. Trask.
A sudden, convenient excuse.
Nevertheless, it is true. I must admit, I had something to do with Mrs. Trask's death. But I don't know how or why. Nor do I know who cast me under that spell. But I think I shall have the leisure to discover who that was. Now.
Gregory,
Yes, my dear.
the police.
Oh, it's all right. You never reached the police.
Oh, but I must. No, I can't make the call. You must make it for me.
I don't think that's such a good idea, do you?
Judith, why don't you just try to rest?
I can't rest until you call the police and tell them there are 2 murderers here at Collinwood.
She doesn't know what she is saying.
Perhaps I should speak with Miss Collins alone. Timothy, I wouldn't try anything I would regret if I were you. Now, Judith, you must try to understand. You had no control over what happened.
But I killed her. How do you think I feel?
And how do you think I feel? For so many years, I was responsible for Rachel Drummond's soul. May it rest well in heaven tonight.
Gregory, please. I can't bear it anymore. Call the police and let's get it over with.
Now, Judith, be strong. And listen to me. I have fought against evil all my life. I recognize the enemy. I know what the evil force wants you to do next.
What?
Permit yourself to be punished for Rachel's murder. Permit yourself to be destroyed.
But I did it.
Now, don't you see? Only if you confess to this crime, then and only then will you be evil.
I don't understand.
Then and only then will you be lying. Because you didn't kill Rachel. Dirk did.
But Dirk is dead.
And so is Rachel. Will it restore her for even one moment if you die too? And you could, you know. You could easily go to the gallows.
The gallows?
Yes. And if you were to die, my dear, my life would be so bleak, so dark, so meaningless, that I would soon die too.
Do you really mean that?
Every word of it.
Oh, Gregory, tell me what to do.
You must be silent.
But the police will ask so many questions.
No, I will give them the proper answers when the time comes.
What about Tim?
Why don't you just try to rest, Judith? Lean back, relax. I will do what has to be done.
What are you going to do?
You will see.
But you can't keep Tim from telling them about me.
Yes, I can. There is a way. Get me the sheriff's office, please. Sheriff Furman, Reverend Trask. It's all right. You needn't look any further. Tim Shaw has come back. He is here at Collinwood with me now. He spent the night in Bangor. He'd gone there for supplies. In the excitement of events, I forgot that I myself had told him to go there when he had time. No, he had no idea she was dead. He was extremely shocked. Yes, of course, you may speak to him whenever you like, but I feel that he is a most unlikely suspect. You will have to look elsewhere to find the fiend who murdered my wife.
Gregory, I've never been so honored in my whole life.
What do you mean, my dear?
To save me, you let your wife's murderer go free.
I had no choice.
Do you think Minerva would have understood?
I am sure of it. She was a very understanding woman. Now, I must speak with Tim. You may come in now, Tim. I have finished speaking with Miss Collins and with the police.
What did you tell them?
I told them that everything is all right. You spent that night in Bangor, where you had gone for supplies. When they question you, you will tell them that, I trust.
Gladly.
And then you will leave Worthington Hall.
Even more gladly. Do you think Mr. Hanley will still help me find a job?
I wouldn't talk to him if I were you.
Then perhaps I should speak to Miss Collins. After all, I obviously do need a new position.
Timothy, why don't you leave this part of the country? There are many places you could go. The world is wide for a young man.
I think Collinsport is world enough for me just now. I don't think it should be too much trouble for Miss Collins to arrange a place for me.
Mr. Edward handles the hiring.
But I'm not the usual applicant. I'm industrious, well-educated, ambitious. Besides, I have an exceptionally good memory.
I will speak to Mr. Edward.
Oh, you'll speak to Mr. Edward, huh? Well, I've already spoken to Mr. Edward. And he told me Dirk is dead. And he never even asked him anything about my pansy.
Carl, Edward was never in any position to ask Dirk anything.
He could have asked him something. If he wasn't selfish, like everyone else in this family. Oh, what do any of you care about my pansy, whether she's imprisoned or dying of thirst or hunger, or even if she's dead? Oh, no, she can't be dead. She can't be.
Carl, I don't want to hear another word about Pansy. Do you understand? Not another word.
But
Not another word.
There has been a terrible tragedy.
what happened?
Rachel Drummond is dead. There was a search party out combing the woods for the vampire. Someone heard her moving around and shot before they saw who it was.
Oh, who did it?
We don't even know that. I found the poor child dying. I took her to the old house.
The old house?
Yes, it was the nearest place to go for help, but she was beyond help.
No.
As you can see, your sister is most upset. We must put our shoulders together and bear the burden for her.
Yes, of course. Well, what must we do?
I shall call the police and tell them to go to the old house.
And when the police have been told what's happened, I want her brought back here. And she'll be buried immediately. I don't want any time wasted.
Are you feeling all right, Judith?
I told you, she's most upset. Rachel was very dear to her.
Well, then why does she act as if she died of the plague? Why does she want her buried immediately?
Oh, the poor child had no family, no one on earth. Why should we delay in putting her to rest?
Yes, but I still don't understand the rush.
Why don't you and Tim go to the old house and wait for the police? The sooner started, sooner ended. You must be more cautious, Judith. Even Carl was suspicious.
I know. I'm sorry. I tried to. But I couldn't.
Yes, you can. You can do anything. I have supreme faith in Judith Collins.
We'll have the service this afternoon.
Yes, as soon as I've spoken with the police.
Thank you, Gregory.
It's very difficult for me, even now, you know, to realize that she's gone. It seems almost as though I myself had died.
Yes, were you close?
Once we were very close.
I don't believe it.
What?
I don't believe she died by accident.
Why do you say that?
There have been just too many accidents happening around here. And nobody explains them well enough for old Carl's satisfaction. Well, my Pansy, she didn't disappear just by accident. I know that.
Your fiancé.
My missing. Yes, fiancé. And I'm going to the police about my Pansy, all right? You see, I would have mentioned it to them before, but, well, I prefer not doing it when my sister is around. Oh, my Pansy, she's a wonderful girl. She's beautiful and refined and cultured. You see, she's English. And she's just disappeared. Oh, let's get back to Collinwood.
Yes. Oh,
Huh?
I'll join you in a moment. Who are you? Where did you come from? Who are you?
You're not the one I'm looking for.
Who are you looking for?
Oh, I've so little time. I must find him.
Barnabas? Barnabas Collins? Is that who you're looking for?
I must keep looking.
Carl! 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 Carl!
What's the matter?
There's a very strange woman in there.
What do you mean?
She just came from out of nowhere, and she's walking around asking for
What?
someone.
It's Pansy! Pansy! Pansy, my darling! My darling! Oh, Pansy, where are you? Pansy! My Pansy! Oh, Pansy! 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 No sign of her?
None.
But you did see her.
I saw someone.
Oh, it's got to be my Pansy.
Carl, we can't wait here any longer. They're waiting for us over at the funeral service.
You go on. I'll be there in a few minutes.
But listen, we've searched the entire house. She simply isn't here.
Oh, she's got to be. Please, go. My Pansy. My Pansy. I know you're angry with the way Judith acted. Oh, but please, Pansy, don't be angry with me. Oh, I can't stand it, sweetheart, I can't. Oh, Pansy, please, come out. Pansy.
Hardly more than a child herself, she had a wonderful way with children. They loved her as we loved her. We shall long remember her bright smile, her warmth, her youthful radiance, but most of all, her devotion, her dedication to duty. Tonight, the littlest angels will have a lovely new teacher to care for them. You had better take Rachel's body out to the graveyard immediately.
Aren't you going?
No, I don't want to leave Judith here alone. I don't think it would be a good idea for her to go to the cemetery. She's much too upset.
Well, that's over and done with.
I think I'll just go into Collinsport and get drunk.
Well, if you see my Pansy...
I'll tell her you're looking for her.
Yes, I'm going back to the old house.
Oh, if you see Barnabas Collins, tell him what happened. He was a very good friend. I'll be back. Later, I'll bring some flowers. After I get drunk.
Pansy! It's you! Where are you? Why can't I see you? Why don't you answer me? Oh, Pansy, please! Please don't play games with me! Oh, Pansy, if you don't come out right now, I'm going! Do you hear me right now? Oh, Pansy, please. You'll be frightened in the graveyard at night alone with the dead. Unless you're dead too.